This is the first sketch I did this year on April. This is what I sketched today. These two sketches were made in the space of 4 months. Before that, I hadn't drawn in over 10 years. I used to draw when I was in high school, but then I went to college, I started teaching, and I completely forgot about sketching, painting, or whatever other art I used to do. However, I was in London this year around May. I was watching YouTube videos on my free time, and I came across this video from Valerie Lynn, and I was completely, utterly inspired to, just get a brush and just do something. I had a lot of free time, and I thought, why not? Why not go back to something I used to do when I was younger? So yeah, I went into Amazon, I bought some stuff online, but most importantly, I went to London Graphic Centre and I got my very first sketchbook. And I think that on that same day, I just sat down at a cafe and I thought, well, I should probably try and sketch something that's happening right now in front of me. And well, as you can see, I wasn't very good. Am I better now? Well, not as much as I'd like to, but I'm definitely not where I started 4 months ago. So the first thing you need to have in mind if you want to start anything new in your life, be it a hobby, a business, or anything at all, is you're going to be bad at first. The first weeks or months of anything new you're trying to do will be awful. However, if you push through those first few weeks, you'll be able to achieve great results. The second thing is start small. If you're starting a new hobby or skill, you need to start small. Same goes for sketching. When I first started sketching, I was terrified of sketching faces, so I decided to start with urban sketching. And why urban sketching, you may ask? Well, because it's simpler. It's much more simple than drawing a face. You work with simpler shapes. I mean, I'm sure you can draw a square or a triangle, right? If you look at this reference photo, you see that we are able to break down these windows and doors into rectangles and squares, which makes it much more easy for you to get started. So basically, you can just choose one reference and work on it for 15 to 20 minutes, and you probably get a decent result. The third thing I want to tell you is gradually increase your difficulty level. Take this learning process like a video game. First, you start doing sketches with simple shapes, and then you start to add some perspective. And after that, you shift into what you consider is the next most difficult thing, but not the most difficult thing, which in my perspective is like painting the Mona Lisa, but we will get there. Just go a little bit deeper into the water. Don't dive at the deep end. Otherwise, you're more likely to drown than to actually be able to draw. So when I eventually started to sketch faces, I started by doing the simplest faces I possibly could. As I said, I was terrified of sketching faces because I knew I didn't have the skill. But after 2 months of just doing urban sketching, I gained some confidence and I decided to try. And I just kept going. And the fourth important thing I want to tell you is that to use the tools that are available to you. If you want to go on a shopping spree and get as many art supplies as you want, that's on you. You can do whatever you want. But what I did, and because I knew I had to start really small, I went to the London Graphic Centre and I got the smallest sketchbook I could find. This one. And this ink pen that was it was a gift from a dear friend. So, I mean, I didn't even buy most of my supplies. I just started with these two. And when you're deciding on the size of your sketchbook, I want you to understand that size really matters. You want to be able to carry this around. Back in the day, it was winter in London and I had this coat that had a perfect sized pocket for this sketchbook. So I bought it thinking about, okay, I want to be able to carry it with me everywhere. So think about it. So what I mean is that you really don't need much to get started. I obviously got more stuff along the way. I mean, I bought gouache sets, watercolor sets, more sketchbooks, more fountain pens, and so on. But if you want to get started like right now, you really don't need much. And recently I decided to do a 100 horror heads challenge. It's my little twist on the 100 heads challenge that's been running around on YouTube for a while now. And I just thought, well, I want to do something a little bit more different than just drawing regular faces. I want to work with a little bit more, exciting theme. And for that challenge, I decided to use just ink and pen and paper, of course. These are very simple tools that I'm using. Of course, I use a pencil and eraser to do the basic sketch first. And if you're braver than me, you don't even need a pencil and eraser. You can just go straight with a pen. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that creativity is not about being perfect. It's about showing up, starting small and allowing yourself to grow. If you've been waiting for a sign to pick up a pencil, a brush, or just a scrap of paper, this is it. Don't wait 10 years like I did. Start today and allow yourself to be surprised by how much you can improve in just a few months. This channel is all about learning, experimenting, and enjoying the creative process together. So if you're starting your own journey, or if you've been thinking about it, hit the subscribe button and join me. We'll grow side by side, one sketch at a time. Thank you for watching.